guys don't mind. And if you do, you can just join that special place in hell with all the other teachers I have. So as you guys know, this is all of our first shows minus Neil. So shout out to Neil and Copperhead for giving me this opportunity to finally show that I've been practicing for my whole life in front of my mirror. The only issue I do have is the time slot, 8 to 10. I mean, I'm glorious with it because I go to bed at 9. However, let me see the show of hands for the ones who are listening, because I hear chit-chat back there. How many people are on their second, third, maybe fourth drinks? Okay, well in that case, see me after the show because I'm a great doctor to test your liver enzymes. No, honestly, I just kind of wanted to find someone to blame for just in case I bombed this. I mean, I'm a millennial. I can never take responsibility for my own problems. No, but I actually read this post on Facebook, and it was from Wikipedia, so reliable source, guys. But it was talking about the two biggest fears of human beings. First one, talking in front of a crowd. Second one, death. So let's get this straight. You'd rather be in the coffin rather than talking at the funeral? So one of two things going on here. Either you literally need to get your life priorities straight, or you have a very unfortunate life. If that's the case, honey, I will help pay for your ticket to Sweden for humane euthanasia. No, but honestly, when I was younger, and honestly, until today, if you ask me what I want to be when I grow up, it's famous. However, I'm not very good with words. I have a very large tongue and a lot of saliva. So things start getting slurred together. People think I'm permanently drunk. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It's just unfortunate genes. However, I had to start going down this long list, checking it off one by one of things I cannot do. I come to the fact that I have a great talent. I am a woman of many faces. So, of course, I wanted to start a thing called facial comedians. And like most of my dreams, it probably won't be a real thing. However, you're probably wondering, what is a facial comedian? Just stare. Stare until they feel awkward. And honestly, it's not a group project. It is more for my self-satisfaction. The second party will not find it amusing. However, I feel great. But I'm a selfish person, so that makes sense. Okay, let me switch the page. However, with my face, that's actually how my best friend and me became best friends. So I was standing inside the manager's office talking. I wasn't in trouble. I was just hard at work, hardly working. And Kinsey walks into the doorway. And she was new. I maybe had a couple of conversations with her. So I was like, haha, prime time to make new girl feel awkward. So of course, mid-conversation with my manager, I strike one of these. And this is the thing that made me fall in love with Kinsey, was that she didn't feel awkward about it. Just exactly the way I'm doing it right now, she responded with, that is so unattractive. And it really was one of the stepbrothers moments. Did we just become best friends? But in reality, I was like, oh gosh, did I just fall in love? But she had a BF, so I had to settle for the BFF status. Now her BF is her fiance, and I would love to say congrats Kinsey, but unfortunately she's not here. That's how good of friends we are. But the best thing I love about Kinsey is her fiance Gustavo. I call him Gustavi, and autocorrect corrects it to Gustavi, so it's legit. He's from Argentina, so he's a foreigner. But think about us when we go out, I am that obnoxious person, which, it's an unwritten contract that they have to take care of me. But I'm also that obnoxious person that just loves to argue. I don't even know what I'm arguing about half the time. However, Gustavi doesn't get butt hurt. And what I've noticed about foreigners, and I lived overseas, so I feel like I can back this statement, is they don't get as sensitive as Americans do about things. It's like you start mentioning Mexican food, and all of a sudden people are freaking out over, we're going to build a very big wall. And I mean, I'm not an impersonator, but I'm sure you guys know who the hell I'm talking about here. But the thing is, what I hate about this whole sensitivity thing is this whole political correctness movement. Can we just stop for a second and realize the oxymoron in that? Since when are politics correct? The one thing I hate about is like you're walking down the street during holidays time and you're like, Merry Xmas, and people are like, damn it, don't forget to put Christ in Christmas. And then also you're like, Merry Christmas to an atheist, and they're like, how dare you push your beliefs onto me? Honestly, can we just talk about the fact that I'm acknowledging your existence? But honestly, I just kind of feel like, unless you're in an oppressive state, just shut up and sit down. Obviously, you can tell I'm not PC, and when people ask me if I'm PC, I'm like, nah, I'm all Mac. So, I mentioned before that I lived overseas. And I lived in a small country called Qatar. Just to give you a side reference, my palm is Saudi Arabia, my thumb is Qatar. And I lived in the Middle East. Put you guys to ease, no, I did not ride a camel to school. And I did not live in a tent. I actually had the traditional American meals offered to me, McDonald's and KFC. American dream, guys. But I actually had the opportunity to meet a lot of people. I met this Iraqi man, and he showed me pictures from early 2000 and pretty much about present time. And I was like going through and seeing the differences, and I noticed two differences. In the early 2000s, women stand about 10 feet behind the man, and in the present time, women stand 10 feet in front of the man. And I was like, wow, that's a great change in society. I was like, what caused that change? Looked at me, landmines. So I was like, dang, of course, that fixed the overpopulation issue. Just going on to the overpopulation issue, can we just mention Darwinism and how it needs to make a comeback? Honestly, you just don't let stupid people die anymore. Can we just talk about the Harambe situation for a second? Cincinnati, little kid falls into an enclosure. I mean, I get it. I can see the confusion. Mama has little boy sitting down. We're going to go to the zoo and then we're going to see daddy in the county jail. I understand the confusion there. However, we're going to let this kid who falls into an enclosure to actually live over the gorilla? Honestly, in my opinion, that's poor progress for our future. But there's also another incident. It happened in New Mexico about a week after the Harambe. It was this lady who was in the marathon. And there was a mama bear and there were 3 cubs. And of course, us intelligent human beings thinking they're the elites, she decided to run right through them. Mama bear reacted, goes ahead and mauls her. Unfortunately, not to death. That would actually be